I'm doing good, Mike. Are you ready to go?
Okay.
Let's just say, put the phone down, I'll be right back. Okay? Okay, give me just a minute. Hey there, Doc. How you doing? Okay, I'll come back right after this, okay? I'm gonna check off now.
Dr. Corsi.
All right. Thank you, Doctor. Right back. We go have dinner together. Let's have a beer summit like Obama used to in the backyard. It's just not going to happen. Because no attorney is going to let him do it. And so I think basically we need to take a series of moves here and turn the tables. And let the Democrats know, Mueller game's over. Shut this down. I'm going to fire anybody. Put them under criminal investigation. And then from there on, we'll appoint our own special counsel. And we'll go after everybody we want to go after, including Hillary and Obama. Now you've got a different game. You don't have, that's what I'm talking about in terms of a different attitude, like duking it out. You don't want to, how you win a fist fight? The first one to grab a board hit the other guy over the head before he's ready to fight. That's how you win for
Do the first punch and make it a good one.
Yeah, well, actually, the best way to win is to take the first punch and just, the way the air combat. There's a guy named Bolt on a great book on air. He figured out the tactics of modern air combat, designed a lot of the current jets we've got. And Boyd said, the way you win a dogfight in a fighter jet is you dive out of the sun and kill the other guy before he even knows you're around. You don't wait for him to dive out of the sun. War is not fair fighting. War is to kill the other guy.
Hoorah.
I mean, you don't train Marines to negotiate, reach across the other side and have a picnic. Teach them to kill them before they can kill you. And the only way to win a war is with massive, overwhelming fire superiority at the point of conflict. The Marines on here listening? That's how you win a battle. You win a battle of massive fire superiority. I say to Trump frequently, I've been saying to him, I said to him, presidency's got enormous powers. If you're not going to use them, you mind if we the people borrow them for a few hours? I'll be happy to use them on your behalf.
Yeah, emergency powers. I've been writing about that for a long time. We need to give us emergency powers. It's kind of my language, kind of similar, but not the same word for word. Yeah, see that paper, remember?
You wait for the plan to unfold. I'm going to be falling asleep like a game of cribbage.
Where's my phone? Where's my phone?
We say, can't we get rid of this and play 5-card stud?
Where's my phone?
Decks are better.
I just had it. Anthony?
Never did like cribbage. Never learned how to play bridge.
Oh, he was. I'm not sweet.
And, this is the same thing. I'll follow the plan, but, the plan better get on board because pretty soon the train's leaving the station.
And I think your advice is urgent because simple fact of the seats going to be gained in the next primary is inevitable. And, they're going to call for impeachment regardless, Doctor.
If they win if they manage to win control of the House, there will be impeachment hearings. You can count on it. Yeah, Pat understood war, said, let the other poor bastard die for his country.
Right.
When he gave his blood and guts speech, he said, every true American loves a fist fight. No true American is, afraid of fighting. That was a great speech. And, Georgia. What's his name? The movie done a Patton that was done by
George C. Scott.
Yeah, George C. Scott. That was very, very good. A very, very good representation of Patton.
Someone on YouTube is asking about Bolton coming in. It will hurt Trump's relationship with Mattis. I think that's what they're asking.
I don't think so. I think Mattis is there for a different mission. Bolton can be a little bit abrasive. I mean, not everybody's gonna like Bolton. You know, the White House isn't about liking everybody. Mattis. Are tough to beat. Army military intelligence is the best. Yeah, that's what Q is. That's what Q is. Q's affirmed that. But look at the post. Just search military intelligence. After I raised this issue, Q has gone on about military intelligence several times. You know, I mean, Mattis is there. Mattis is there to make sure the Marines get the funding, they get the rebuilt. You know, they have what they need to be. That's his legacy. His legacy is his legacy is to build back the Marine Corps. He'll do it. Knows how, and he'll be happy to do it. A bunch of generals would be happy to assist him.
Well, I certainly like that Trump paraded him out in front of the press, you know, thanking him for the $700 or so billion that we gave the military.
Yeah, I think it was actually $800 billion. I think that's finally the number I kind of settled on. And then there's money in there for the Corps of Engineers that I think they can use to build the wall. And yeah, Patton said we're going to keep. Well, Patton said, you know, we're going to attack. We're going to attack. That's right. We're going to attack at night. We're going to attack in the morning. Attack, you know, all around the clock. I mean, Patton understood war. And, you know, war is not fair. I don't want war to be fair. We'll kill the enemy.
And don't you think that's what Trump is trying to do, is also remove some of these policies that Obama put in, you know, the LD?
He is, but right at the moment, Trump has been taking too much advice from his Washington lawyers. And I've been urging him to get rid of them all. Fire them all, get Joe DeGenova and people like Joe DeGenova in there. Get, you know, who would I put in charge of the FBI and CIA, or the FBI? Tom Fitton. Tom Fitton run the FBI. I don't think anybody have to worry about anything with Tom Fitton there.
He's pretty sharp.
Tom Fitton go around and collect all the stuff he couldn't get before. Send it over to Chris Farrell, let him publish it. Digital watch. I don't see anything wrong with that. This is phase two. This is phase two. There'll be a phase three. There's always an end game. Always an end game. And people are saying Q2 is fake. I cannot even live chat.
Yeah, Q squared, I think, has been proven to be a troll.
You know, I mean, I don't know who Q. It's like this dilly dally and whatever Dilly's name is. I don't pay much attention to any of them. Q is legit. And it follows that it's legit. I do sometimes lose patience with Q. I am not one want to sit around until Pearl Harbor happens. Now I don't want Trump to be taking advice that he can play nice patty cake and everybody will go away. People have to kill him. And there was blood. I'm dead. Literally killed. That's not figuratively.
That's my language too.
Seriously, better slap himself with a mirror a couple times.
I've been saying that for years on my blog. Don't fucking they want you dead. Don't. I mean, just you know.
If there's a doubt about it, I've got a nice book on Lincoln I'd like to send him to read, or Jack Kennedy.
The outright threats, from last weekend, Papa Joe Biden, one of them, congressman in Texas, basically saying use the Second Amendment against Trump. That's a threat.
Right, exactly, and our Secret Service does nothing about it. We get much more Marine Corps involvement, and get on with it. He's going to have to take some strong steps here to get rid of Mueller. And then what I'm proposing is a way to get rid of Mueller without firing him. I think you can basically take a look at some of the talent I've operated with. I mean, I've made it clear since the beginning with net neutrality that wasn't going to fly. Agent Pie was going to get rid of it. Twitter was going to be targeted. Facebook, especially after Eric Schmidt did what he did with canceling my account, I went after him. We started going on the CIA theme. I started talking about the FTC regulating. They decided today to regulate, and I even argued with a bunch of you on this board about we needed to support the Internet Bill of Rights. And Obama did everything he could to get the FCC regulating Internet, where they could have content providers all censor to their heart's delight. That was the whole structure of Title II of the Telecommunications Act, but it's a technical issue and was tough to get everybody to understand. Okay, I think, let's see, anything else over here? I think I've about covered everything. Abe and the other people going on about me, I couldn't really care less about. I'll be happy to take them on if they want to do it on. I mean, they're trying to say there's differences in style between what Q said here or what he said there. That's all just nonsense, I think. He's been pretty consistent all the way through the way he's expressed things. The boom, boom, boom. I think it's hard. Sometimes you're in the middle of it, you don't realize it's happening, but I want to see what Trump does tomorrow with some of these issues in terms of today, I guess. I don't think he did very much today at all. In lunch with Pence. Well, that was about something. They got some strategy coming down the pike pretty quickly.
Of course, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So Q said March Madness at least once. If the month ended today, would you say that we've had March Madness, or would you say that we should see a little something more to make that a legit statement?
Oh, I think we've seen lots of March Madness. I mean, we've seen the porn queen now has been rolled out. It looked to me like she had been stuffed in formaldehyde for a few years and she was ready to be rolled out before she passed entirely and to be drugged. I mean, she looked terrible to me. That was one of the other things, but it was kind of hard to believe is why Trump would be attracted to this.
If.
And her eyeballs screamed uppers. Her pupils were about dilated out to the edge of her eyes. I mean, it was unbelievable how wide. Just go look at the video. And her studio lights, too. Yeah, her studio
We heard
lights.
this already.
And, of course, they have, what's his name, Cooper, interviewing her. I mean, the whole thing was a joke. I thought to myself, Edward R. Murrow would be ashamed of these people. This is what 60 Minutes has become. They're rolling out an aging prostitute to go after Trump on an affair that happened 12 years ago.
Or did it happen?
No, it didn't. Well,
No,
I
didn't
don't
happen.
doubt Trump is. Trump lived the New York life. He was a celebrity. He's had how many marriages has he had? Trump is not. He didn't get elected because he was a saint. That's not the point. But it's what you're seeing. I mean, you look at some of the Q post March. 960, panic mode. They're in panic mode right now. It's all they got. It's this aging. They're down to the aging prostitute routine. Collusion failed. They indicted 12 wacky Russians who will not come back and face trial. Parjas said these wacky Russians posted on Twitter and the like. They were retweeted 157,000 times. I mean, that sounds pathetic. I mean, it's 157,000 times. That's all they were retweeted. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, let me just look here for a minute. I'll tell you. Hold on. Let's see. The statistics are, I've had 874,000 impressions, retweets, etc. over the last 24 hours. 874,000.
And there you go.
You said these Russians had 175 retweets. these are the guys we've indicted for, trying to violate our election.
You guys aren't even good amateurs.
And when Obama went hired a group of operatives to go over to Israel, trying to defeat Netanyahu, and shows up in England and gives a speech and says, don't get out of the EU. How many things did Obama try to interfere in? Tried to interfere in Egypt, funded LCC, funded Morsi, wouldn't fund LCC.
Oh, yeah.
Pulled the money out as soon as LCC started prosecuting the Muslim Brotherhood. I guess.
Lovely job on Libya.
Yeah, I mean, so the whole thing is, if that's the only thing that Mueller's got, he's a joke. It's a joke. It's pathetic. And the Democrats know it. So now they're scrambling around, trying to figure out in panic. Can we find a prostitute around here that Donald Trump slept with? Maybe somebody paid her money. Can we find out something like that? Or how about did one of his business deals? Maybe Schneiderman was wrong. Indict him for something, Schneiderman. Whatever. Let's get him indicted. So that's their next.
That's their choice.
That's their next ploy. That's where they're down to. In the meantime, what Q told us about all these social media, and that goes back to earlier in March too, when he was defining those.
He did say they would collapse under the weight of their own illegal activity, or at least some of them would. And now Facebook's falling down hard. So there you go.
And collapsing.
He's looking at least 40 times their actual worth in fines.
And it's not clear that Zuckerberg's going to come out with any value at all. It looked like they're going to be broken up. Now the FTC started an investigation. That's all. I'm going to find the Q post on that.
Sold him was $2.7 billion worth of his stock in the past couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, look at the March 15th. No, let's see where, let's find a different one there. No, this is what I was looking for. This is March 9th. It's number 897. It's 100% regulated. Some platforms will collapse under the own weight of illegal activities, Q. And inside sales divestitures, they know. Watch the sell-off liquidity events. Well, Zuckerberg sold a lot of stock before this thing hit.
Put a link in the Discord chat, Dr. Corsi. It's a little graph on Mark Zuckerberg's sell-off.
Take a look at that.
And the link didn't show up.
I don't see it yet.
The link in Discord.
Sorry about that. I put it in the wrong room. I'm sorry about that.
I mean, this is what this New York Times article here about Schneiderman, the 100th legal action against. Schneiderman is trying to make a name for himself. He wants to be a big deal. Schneiderman's got some skeletons in his closet. He's Democrat.
I put that link in there for you, Dr. Corsi.
Yeah, his lawyers have challenged Trump's first, second, third travel bans, sued him over rollback and control coverage. They've sued Trump overall. Now he's going to try to investigate Trump for some kind of criminal activity of his businesses, see if he can bring a state indictment against Trump, make Trump come back and defend a state criminal case.
Sounds like Elliot Spitzer 2.0.
Might end up that way too. You know, I mean, if it were me, I'd have him thinking about why you want to do it. You know, you got to be. I've also told Trump, Harry Truman's advice, and that is, we want a friend in Washington, buy a dog. You know, they all hate you. And Lyndon Johnson's famous statement about, you know, he didn't care if anyone liked him, he wanted them all to fear him. That's, you know, that goes back a long ways. Okay, let's see. Okay, you know, but the same point is they've blocked a lot of conservatives and a lot of, you know, I may have gotten my account on YouTube back, and Alex may have, you know, gotten his back, but I came out of them hard. They had to think about whether they really wanted to take me off. Maybe Trump better do the same. Come at these Democrats hard. They better let them all think if they want to be targeted by him. Because they're probably, you know, in this bureaucracy, in the State Department, the Justice Department, FBI, IRS, CIA, intelligence agencies in general, probably 50, 60,000 people he'd indict if he wanted to. And I might be inclined. I might want to indict dogs or cats, indict their field mice, burn their houses down, and get rid of the fleas.
There you go.
That take care of the problem. And unfortunately, if you don't think like that, you're not going to win this game in Washington. And that's how it's going to be played. I mean, you know, Casablanca's playing chess with Marshall. Marshall tries this, you know, pretty fruity little black attack. Usually black doesn't do the first attack, it doesn't have the first move. Put both pawns out, king and queen pawn. Adds 2 spaces, sit down in the middle of the board. Real cute. You can look at that and say, well, have fun with this guy. What's he got in mind? And then Casablanca figures it out. Well, Casablanca figured it out. There you know, next thing you want to do is an attack in chess is kill. Learn and kill. It's not chess is played. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to checkmate you so soon. But chess is ultimately uninteresting because the level of play, you can beat less skilled players don't see it quite as well, very quickly. They always have, these chess masters who can play 10 games against 10 people. It really isn't that hard because 9 of the games are so stupid you don't have to think about them to win. The other one, you might have to think a couple of moves. Because they don't know what they're doing. Make such ridiculous moves. You don't have to really think about those games.
Makes for great theater.
Makes for great theater. Okay, so that's kind of the mood I've been in all day today. And if AIM wants to take me on, I'm still not tired. I still wouldn't mind going 10 rounds.
I don't see Akers. I wouldn't challenge the doctor.
With or without clubs, I couldn't give it a damn.
Finally, doctor, do you have any intel on the Russian fire in Serbia yesterday?
No, I don't. That was not on my radar yesterday. I was more worried yesterday about how it was developing. I saw the general was being locked at this woman was going to be on 60 Minutes. They typed that all day. The Duke game was kind of interesting. The other one was boring. But that kid who missed that shot from Duke is going to, I bet that wrecked his life. Be thinking about that 4 years from now.
They slow-moed it and hit the rim 5 different times and then go in.
Kid, I looked at that kid and I said, you poor SOB, you just wrecked your whole life.
Well, Q said trust Kansas, so my money was on Kansas.
Yeah, well, he did say trust Kansas, didn't he?
So what's your read on the supposed 60 Russians ejected from the United States and the closing of the Seattle embassy?
Well, it's okay with me if he did that. I mean, he wants to please Great Britain and all the rest. But I'm getting tired of this Russian bashing. And, I'm beginning to feel the same way I did when Jack Kennedy was in power. It was all this Russian bashing. Finally, we got, Jack to understand, quit listening to these, between the intelligence agencies, CIA and the military, they were dead set to go to war, nuclear war with Khrushchev. Khrushchev's military and intelligence were dead set to go nuclear war with us. Nuclear war is always about having the first strike advantage. It's all they've ever played. And finally, Kennedy had been lied to for 3 or 4 days. We got to him, and enough people got to him around, the people I was being raised by and the others who said to him, Jack, you got this little teletype over here, why don't you directly communicate a message to Khrushchev? They typed up one, they basically said to Khrushchev, you want to go to thermonuclear war? We don't. But, if you want to, okay. And Khrushchev wrote back one and said, I don't think it's a good idea we go to thermonuclear war. About 60 minutes later, they got another one from Khrushchev saying, we kind of like thermonuclear war. So, and they debated what they should do about that. And they said, why don't we just decide we didn't get the second message? So they ignored the second message and they started negotiating with Khrushchev on the basis of the first message.
And that's when they put the red line to Moscow, right?
Pretty much. I mean, it was Jack Kennedy's American University speech, which I've always thought was part of what got him killed. Was he basically said we need to reach out to Russia, and we need to basically they're like us, the same as we are. We need to come to terms where we can coexist. I think if Trump and Putin got together, or they weren't involved with this stupid democratic Russia baiting, Hillary wanted to go to war. I think the global elite wanted a war. I think she was right. They wanted a war so that they could reduce the population by about a fourth. I think Trump and Putin could understand each other and could work things out, could begin saying, how are we going to coexist? Well, we're going to coexist by understanding that Russia's got certain national interests, and there's certain aspects of what Russia wants in their sphere of influence and in their desire to, control certain economic success. Russia is basically, like someone said, a gas station posing as a country. And say, basically, what do you guys need over here, Russia? What can we do to give you what you want? Here's what we need. And I think the same's got to be done with China. I'd say to China, basically, I'd sit down with China and say, look, we're not going to go to war over the South China Sea. And, I think you guys taking it over is probably a bad idea. We're not real happy about it. I think, the North Vietnamese and Japanese may have something to say about it, but if you ask me, we're not going to go to war over that. So if you just think I told you to go ahead and do it, well, I didn't quite say that, but I told you I wasn't going to stop you. Now, when it comes to Japan or North Korea, then we're going to stop them from having nuclear weapons. Do you want to go nuclear war over that? Because I'm willing. And, that's basically on the basis of those kinds of discussions, you can figure out how to coexist. And Trump, I think, is capable of that and will get there. But he's not going to get there until he gets past this problem that they hate him so much, they want to impeach him or kill him. And I think rather than we, getting divided about us arguing about QAnon, we ought to basically take the intelligence we're getting. If QAnon were complete fantasy, it's created a whole movement around trying to understand these deeper issues. That alone's been valuable. Well, you can't do that as a fantasy. Part of the proof that Q is real is it was effective in getting a movement of now maybe 10 to 30 million people to think through these issues that they never would have thought through before. I mean, who would dare post Hitler's daughter and have you talk about it? Who would dare post that the Antifa symbol is the same symbol as the 1933 paramilitary wing of the Communist Party in Germany? How much more do you need to know before you figure out that QAnon isn't some 13-year-old with his father's computer?
Amen to that.
And so you get a movement of some 20 or 30 million people into politics. If Q were a monkey with a keyboard, I'd endorse what he was writing.
I was telling someone I've never heard of the SES before. Q.
All these issues, all the issues he's prefiguring, Kenyatta and Odinga and Tillerson and Kenya, all that issue, all the stuff about Chinese and is China going to be helpful? The meeting with however you say his name, Xi Jinping and Kim Jong-un that's going on. Probably not the first meeting. Trump may have already met Kim Jong-un in the Forbidden City. We don't know. Didn't surprise me. Some suggestion in these Q posts that he did.
Well, Dr. The Gateway Pundit 30 minutes ago just said Trump's tough talk on China works. China's premier pledges opening market to trade war.
Precisely. China's going to say, okay, look, you want us to have less of a surplus. Okay? If we reduce the surplus to near parity, where we're trading and buying as much as you're buying, it's near parity. Is that good enough for you? And Trump probably say, yeah, that probably work. We don't need to have a 30 billion advantage over you. We're not interested in doing the disservice that you did to us. We just want you to stop. China sits down and thinks about that and says, it just wants us to stop. Is that worth going to a trade war over? And, the more intelligent, more mature guys said, this for a while, why don't we stop? Do it happen. Maybe you'll get another dummy in there like Obama. We can go back to it and have a field day again. But while this guy's in there, maybe we better behave.
Is that to keep him in there, Doctor?
No, well, that's a fair advantage to be had here.
And that's the point, is that rather than debating what these AIM guys are doing, these AIM guys I think are, they lost their marbles over there. And the idea that we are not going to support Trump, we can still kick him in the butt. I can still kick him for saying, why don't you, instead of, that stupid book on the election, you've already won the election. Why don't you get over, you want applause, let's applaud. That's everybody applaud. You won the election, okay? Who cares? We're now worried about whether you're going to get impeached, dummy, or shot. And why don't we worry about those things now and forget about the election? No, let's applaud some other books that are trying to warn you that you better listen up and take this seriously. And when it's your turn to make chess moves, move your queen in their face. See what they think about it. When you got their two bishops on a diagonal attack, see if that gives Marshall something to think about. I want to look at those pieces, how they're lined up. By the way, you won't mind if I move these couple pawns now, will you?
Yes, sir. Good.
Yeah, I mean, this is, this is stakes game, and I don't want Trump to lose, because Trump is, he's the best we possibly could have at this time. But he also needs constantly pay attention to these people, because these people are devious, and they are evil. And, they are stupider than what they imagine they're going to be able to accomplish and get away with. They're only stupid if you're playing the game smart. That's the other part. When he says these people are stupid, it doesn't mean we can relax. It means that we play the game smart, we get to understand they're stupid.
Just like the Capablanca situation there with Marshall. Marshall had pretty much extended himself as far as he could. He was counting on Capablanca not seeing it and making a mistake, but that's the only way he could have lost.
See, in chess, 90% of chess at master's level is mechanical. You study the patterns so often that you know which moves are stronger or which moves are weaker, because you gamed out those sequences. When you see a pattern that you haven't seen before, you don't really know which is, where it's going or what's the strongest or the weakest response. Because truthfully in chess, you can only see a couple moves ahead. Masters don't see any moves ahead more than beginners. Where beginners see moves, masters see patterns. If you've never seen the sequence before, we haven't had time to really map out all the patterns. So now you're playing on senior paths. Well, Capablanca figured it out. He made the right moves at the right time to parry what another move would have given Marshall, an advantaged checkmate. And that was the first part of the game. Trump has played that now with Mueller. Now that's ending. I recognize it's ending. Now you gotta look at how your pieces are arrayed, where your tactical strength is, And now you've got to move in with the strongest moves to kill. If you can end a chess game 2 moves, why would you take 3? Waste of time. More elegant, more effective, win the game in 2 moves. So a good chess master doesn't waste 3 because some of them might happen in the 3rd move. You do it in 2, you do it in 2. That's why all the chess books say game to end in 5 moves. They can say that because they know the pattern, what can be done, and they know that if it's played correctly, the advantage pressed, you can force the other player to make moves, which position where you want to be, so they can take a minimum number of moves to force them into where you can checkmate. That's how you play chess. Don't play these games, it's like air combat. So the Japanese are free fighters that dive out of the sky, out of the sun. Any good combat fighter that lasted any length of time before they went into a fight looking to where the sun was. Figured out they couldn't get that advantage.
World War I air combat, beware the hunt in the sun.
Right. So I think that's probably enough for right now, unless we get anything new. I'm going to do another interview here at 6.
Good position that book, Doctor.
Might as well. It's the only one I got out there now.
Someone had a suggestion, Doctor. I know you're having a little bit of a question about your videos. If you have a whiteboard and you just put the current date that you put those out, it might stop some of that nonsense.
What I have is I ordered a little digital clock thing that's pretty like the size of a small computer screen, and I'm going to have it in the background behind me. So it ticks, you see the date, and it ticks off the minutes.
Perfect.
So it's there through the whole video. So to get rid of it, you have to change the background.
That should do it. Thanks.
That should do it, I think. If I can do that and figure out how also to put on somewhere there a little sign that says this is where you go to see the ones I'm posting. That would be enough to do that to defeat that whole issue.
This is all the whiteboard, with the date.
Yeah, I mean, no, I want something. This is a nice little clock. It'll look good behind me. And nobody will know what it's there unless you figure out what I'm doing. By the way, I'm going to post this now. There's a group of, they call it Joint Task Force MAGA, M-A-G-A, that is producing reports on abuses of national security monitoring programs by corrupt politicians. I just caught on to that this morning. I was going to watch the whole video. Only 3 minutes long, but my day had been so chaotic I haven't had the 3 minutes. But I'll post it later on. I think it's worth watching. And
Some more deep state shenanigans, it looks like.
but a group, I like this fact that there's a group that's not a government group, but kind of a private watchdog group. I mean, where I think Tom Fitton's been so successful.
It's got Bill Binney in it.
Yeah, well,
Supposedly there's 100 of the FBI, CIA, NSA, ODNI group that have decided to come out of the woodwork and blow the whistle on the bad actors in their profession.
that might be good. I'm going to take a look at that then. I kind of like the sound of that so far. And, go ahead.
I was just wondering if you were going to bring Dr. Corsione to your other interview.
Which one is that?
You're in Corsione mode today.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Corsione. I might. Depends on what the radio is. Tomorrow night I'm going to be on Coast to Coast AM on the book. George Norris is going to interview me tomorrow night for a couple hours on the book. It's going to be really good. That should be really fun. he's a good interviewer, and we got him hold the copy of the book, so he should be doing pretty well with that. Okay, good. I'm gonna sign off now, and we'll catch you all later. God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Corsi.
God bless you. Thanks for being here.